The AI avatar economy arrives, how Apple's synthetic presenters signal the end of $40 billion. This result is already changing real workflows. Watch how execution details, not headline claims, decide who wins from here. We will map trigger, incentive shift, and downstream impact before the close. Apple doesn't ship experimental AI to their core sales organization. This rollout signals that avatar fidelity, latency, and legal compliance have crossed enterprise readiness thresholds. More importantly, it removes the largest adoption barrier. HR and compliance teams have now blessed synthetic presenters for official corporate training. Here's why this matters. The corporate learning and development market represents $370 billion globally, with $40 billion in the US alone. The traditional model relies on expensive human capital, instructional designers at $85,000 annually, video production teams at $150,000 per training series, live facilitators charging $75 to $200 per hour, subject matter experts billing $200 to $500 hourly for content creation. That infrastructure becomes economically obsolete almost overnight. An AI presenter delivers the same 45-minute product training to one employee or 10,000 with identical quality, zero marginal cost, and perfect consistency. It updates in real time when product specs change, no reshoots, no scheduling coordinators, no version control nightmares. The unit economics are devastating. Skillsoft, Cornerstone On Demand, and Udemy Business charge enterprises $150 to $400 per learner annually. An AI presenter costs approximately 8 cents to 15 cents per training session at current inference pricing for a 30-minute interactive multimodal session. Even with a 10x markup for enterprise SaaS margins, that's $1.50 per session versus $150 or more per seat year for traditional platforms. That's a 100x cost compression. But Apple's move isn't isolated. The same week they shipped AI trainers, Lightfold emerged in India using proprietary protein folding models to compress drug discovery from 5 to 7 years down to 18 to 24 months. While training and drug discovery seem unrelated, they share the same critical architectural pattern, domain-specific fine-tuning of foundation models rather than pure general-purpose AI. Lightfold isn't just running AlphaFold, they've built proprietary training loops using Indian pharmaceutical datasets and Ayurvedic compound libraries, creating models optimized for specific drug classes. Apple's presenters aren't generic Synthesia clones, they're trained on Apple's retail methodology, product positioning frameworks, and accumulated brand voice guidelines. This specialization matters because it shifts competitive advantage from foundation model providers to whoever owns the training data feedback loops in specific verticals. The real value accrues to companies that control domain-specific training data, Apple's anonymized sales coach interaction data, Lightfold's molecular simulation results, or enterprise training platforms' learner engagement patterns. Now consider the implications. Expect a consolidation wave in HR tech as legacy learning management system providers scramble to acquire synthetic media capabilities. Cornerstone On Demand and similar platforms can't build avatar tech fast enough in-house. Synthesis AI, HeyGen, and DID become prime acquisition targets in the $400 million to $800 million range. The alternative is gradual obsolescence. Second, the first lawsuit alleging that AI-generated training caused workplace harm arrives within 6 months. An AI presenter delivers incorrect safety protocol training, an employee gets injured, and plaintiff attorneys argue the company delegated legal training obligations to an unaccountable algorithm. Employment law firms are already drafting AI trainer liability practice groups. OSHA and EU regulators issue AI training guidelines by Q1 2027. Third, geographic arbitrage in corporate training collapses. If AI delivers consistent training at near zero marginal cost, why hire a Philippines-based BPO for customer service training when an AI avatar does it for 12 cents per session with perfect accent localization? This accelerates job displacement in the safe knowledge work categories that survived previous automation waves. India's $50 billion business services sector faces 15 to 25% headcount pressure in training and L&D components. Lightfold's emergence is darkly ironic. India builds the AI that disrupts Western pharma while facing AI-driven disruption of its own service exports. But there's a hidden structural risk: synthetic training creates knowledge monocultures. When everyone learns from the same AI presenter trained on the same corpus, you eliminate the productive variation that comes from different human trainers emphasizing different aspects based on experience. Every sales rep learns identical objection handling scripts, losing regional adaptation that human trainers naturally provided. In drug discovery, if Lightfold becomes industry standard, pharma companies converge on similar molecular targets, reducing exploration of novel compound spaces. For institutional investors, the thesis is clear. 2026 is the year AI moves from productivity enhancement to structural replacement in knowledge work. The investment thesis shifts from which companies use AI to get 20% more efficient to which companies own the data moats that make domain-specific AI defensible. 3 opportunities emerge. Short legacy training platforms that haven't acquired synthetic media capabilities or aren't investing 30% of R&D into AI presenters. Watch Skillsoft and Pluralsight earnings for AI CAPEX signals. Long vertical AI infrastructure plays similar to Lightfold in legal, insurance, and engineering domains where general-purpose LLMs lack depth. Long compliance and insurance plays around AI training liability. Whoever figures out how to underwrite synthetic training risk owns a $5 to $8 billion annual premium market. The companies that win the 2026 to 2028 transition won't have the best general-purpose models. They'll have the best domain-specific training data and the courage to replace rather than augment expensive human workflows. Apple is showing enterprise buyers that it's safe to take that leap. The flood follows shortly. Apple just deployed AI presenters in Sales Coach that deliver identical training to one employee or 10,000 at 12 cents per session. The $40 billion corporate training industry charges $150 to $400 per learner annually. That's a 100x cost compression. Within 18 months, expect consolidation as legacy learning management system providers scramble to acquire synthetic media capabilities or face obsolescence. More importantly, geographic arbitrage in corporate training collapses. Why hire a Philippines-based training BPO when AI does it identically for 12 cents? India's $50 billion business services sector faces 15 to 25% headcount pressure. The first lawsuit over AI-generated training harming workers arrives within 6 months, forcing entirely new compliance frameworks. This isn't a training innovation, it's permission for every enterprise to start replacing rather than augmenting human knowledge workers. Focus on 3 layers: immediate trigger, structural incentive shift, and downstream effects on operators, users, and regulators.